North Carolina News at 11 starts now.
Breaking news tonight, at least 4 people are dead and several others hurt after an accident in Fayetteville. We are live with the latest.
Plus, we're still tracking active storms tonight on the radar. Good evening, I'm Sharon Taswell.
And I'm Sean Maroney. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with that breaking news out of Fayetteville.
Police say the accidents happened around 8 o'clock on Cliffdale Road near Lyndhurst Drive, and all lanes remain closed in that area.
That's where we find our Nate Rogers, who just got done talking with witnesses as well as the police chief. And Nate, what can you tell us?
Hey guys, Chief Medlock says this is the worst crash he's seen in his 30-year career. Now, right now we're at Cliffdale on Linwood. I'm going to step out of the way so you can take a look at what's going on. Still a very horrific scene here. Several emergency vehicles still on location. Chief Medlock says they're still working to determine how the crash happened. Medlock says speeding possibly played a role. The crash involved 3 vehicles. Now, residents who live close by say shortly after 8 p.m. they heard a loud boom, and once they came outside, people were screaming for help.
It's going to take us quite some time tonight, probably into tomorrow, to try to figure out what's happened here. The damage is devastating. This is the worst crash that I've ever seen in my career.
Now, 4 people died here at the scene. 1 person is in grave condition at Cape Fear Valley Hospital. 2 others also undergoing treatment there. A 4th person was transported to another hospital and is listed in serious condition. Now, the victims' names have not yet been released. Chief Medlock says they anticipate the intersection to be shut down for several more hours. Also, the ages are unknown at this time. Chief Medlock says it's believed that many of the victims are in their late teens. That's the latest here in Fayetteville. Nate Rogers, CBS North Carolina.
All right, Nate. And the other big story tonight, the weather as heavy rain, strong wind and hail move through the area.
And we still have some storms on the radar. Chief Meteorologist Wes Hohenstein is here now with the very latest. Wes.
Yeah, all that coming through after humidity and highs around 90 returned this afternoon. All of that helping to fuel the storms behind me. The strongest of storms, the heaviest of rain, south of I-95 in Johnston County now, on into parts of Wayne County, northern parts of Sampson County. Very slowly now moving to the east. They're slower than they were earlier tonight. The last of the severe thunderstorm warnings expired about 30 minutes ago. And as we head later into the evening and as the atmosphere gets a little less energetic, the odds of seeing more severe weather getting lower and lower. But we still have some rain over the next hour or 2 that's going to slowly move east across our area, and a little bit of rain back to the west will most likely fizzle out. So what that means by your morning commute, we'll have some clouds. We'll have humidity as temperatures start off around 70 degrees at 6 and 7 a.m. up to 72 at 8 a.m., 76 at 9 a.m. And it will be another hot and humid day tomorrow, and we will have more storms. I'll take you through the day hour by hour. Plus, we'll look ahead to the 4th of July holiday weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, Wes, and according to Duke Energy, thousands remain without power across the area. Here is a look at the current outage map. Wake at Chatham, Durham, and Granville appearing to be the hardest hit. And
don't forget to download the WNCN weather app. You can keep up with any advisories and alerts as well as track storms on the go. It's free. Just search WNCN in your app store. A Harnett County community is still reeling tonight after a young man was killed and a teen girl was badly hurt when a car hit them as they were walking on a country road.
And the driver, who lives in the same neighborhood as the victim, will not be charged. Tonight, CBS North Carolina's Amy Cutler was there as those who knew the teens held a vigil.
Keep him in you guys' hearts. Keep the love for him.
Family and friends coming together, sharing their thoughts, their memories of 16-year-old Nasser Everett. Emotions still raw as they try to wrap their minds around the loss.
Even when he was little, he was still taking care of me, and I miss him a lot.
It's been 2 days since Everett was killed. Family members say he and 2 friends were walking home when he was struck. His best friend, 15-year-old Ariana Hendon, who was on a bike, was also hit.
That accident happened here on Micro Tower Road around 9:15 Monday night. You can see the orange markings still in the road, debris from the car involved on the side of the road. Authorities are telling us that the driver was trying to pass a slower truck in a marked passing zone, and that's when he struck the teens.
It hurt my soul to the core.
Richard Montague is Hendon's cousin. He tells me she's still in a coma. While her vitals are stable, he says they don't know when or if she'll wake up.
Fun. She has her teenage moments with the little attitude, but she's really a good kid, and all of them good kids. I just never imagined anything like this happening.
State Highway Patrol has not charged the driver. They say speed was not a factor. And so as authorities continue to investigate, 2 families are heartbroken. In Lillington, Amy Cutler, CBS North Carolina.
And the Highway Patrol tells CBS North Carolina that the 3 teens were heading home from a friend's house that was less than a mile away from the accident scene.
Big pay raises in a small town are drawing concern from some taxpayers. The mayor and town council members in Selma recently voted to triple the mayor's pay and more than double the pay for council members. CBS North Carolina's Michael Hyland explains why some Johnston County taxpayers say it goes too far.
It's a change in Selma that town leaders say is overdue, but some taxpayers say is over the top.
I'm totally against that. Maybe they'll come after me now, I don't know, but I just don't think it's apropos at this time.
Town council members recently voted to increase pay for themselves and the mayor as part of the budget. For Councilman Mark Peterson and the other 3 members, their pay for the part-time job will go from $1,800 a year to $4,800. Mayor Cheryl Oliver's pay will triple from $2,400 to $7,200.
The council members went from $150 a month to $400 a month. So still, it's a minor compensation.
Peterson points out it's the first raise since the 90s. It won't require a tax increase, but some taxpayers still have concerns about bills they pay the town.
The town is cheap for the cost of living, but with utilities, we have a problem with utilities.
The bills are really extremely high for the people in Selma.
I think they need to do more for the community, justified.
Peterson acknowledged sewer rates could go up another couple dollars a month, but he doesn't expect his pay to go up again anytime soon.
This is something that's probably going to be this way for another 20 years till another council comes in and looks at it and says, reassess it.
In Johnston County, Michael Hyland, CBS North Carolina.
The town's budget, including the raises, takes effect Friday.
The death toll in Istanbul's airport bombings has climbed to at least 42 people. The most recent casualty was a woman who died from shrapnel that pierced her stomach and head. More than 200 people are hurt. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti has the latest on the investigation from Turkey's busiest airport.
A Turkish media outlet says this image shows one of 3 suicide attackers at the airport in Istanbul Tuesday. Turkish investigators say the men arrived together in a taxi and split up. The first man entered the terminal, opened fire, and then blew himself up.
And then the people started running immediately, and you just ran.
A second attacker took advantage of that chaos to get upstairs and blow himself up. The third man waited outside and ambushed people trying to escape.
There's really no place to go. There's no place to hide. It's a frightening feeling. It's a feeling of terror.
A U.S. intelligence source says Turkish investigators have tracked down the taxi driver who dropped off the attackers here at the airport. The driver said he did not recognize the language they were speaking. Turkey blames ISIS, and U.S. intelligence says the evidence points in that direction.
We know this is part of our broader shared fight against terrorist networks, and we will continue to work closely with Turkey to root them out.
There is an extra layer of security outside the airport building. Operations are back up and running, and crews are repairing the damage from the blasts. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Istanbul, Turkey.
And DNA tests on the attackers are underway. There's a working theory they are Chechen jihadists from southwest Russia.
The search continues tonight in Cumberland County for a man wanted in an armed robbery at a hair salon. Law enforcement was out in full force this afternoon, searching along Old Wilmington Road. Witnesses tell CBS North Carolina the man swam across a nearby pond and went into a local business soaking wet, looking for help.
He didn't really say a whole lot. He just wanted a ride that he had $20 or $30 on him to give him a ride to Owen Drive. And once he left, he seen the cop come around the corner and he took off running.
Salon workers say the suspect got away with nearly $1,000. If you have any information, please call Crime Stoppers. The Wake County prosecutor, whose father's kidnapping was orchestrated by a gang leader she put in prison for life, is suspended tonight. An appeals court ruled Assistant District Attorney Colleen Jansen withheld information from attorneys in an armed robbery case that may have changed the outcome. The information came from emails Jansen sent from her personal account. Jansen is on paid leave pending a review by the district attorney. She's not facing any criminal charges, but may face punishment from the state's Bar Association.
Governor Pat McCrory meeting with lawmakers today as they consider possible changes to House Bill 2. The governor met with Republican leaders from both chambers behind closed doors. Meanwhile, LGBT advocates went door to door delivering petitions to lawmakers calling for the repeal of the law. But if anything is going to happen to HB2 this session, time is running out as the session is coming to a close.
We will continue to fight here in North Carolina through November and after November to make sure that the legislature and the governor repeal HB2 eventually.
We continue to talk with various business leaders from around the state and around the country with possible tweaks to the law, but there's been no determination yet.
One possible change came to light, drafting a bill that would create an official document that would recognize a person's gender reassignment. But House Speaker Tim Moore says he does not expect that will be voted on by lawmakers. And we also spoke today with state GOP Chairman Robin Hayes and asked him the impact he thinks HB2 will have on the elections come November.
Well, we are doing everything we can, obviously, to make sure the legislature takes action against HB2. It's ridiculous that 100 days, almost.
Chairman Hayes also touted the proposed budget. Sorry, we had the wrong soundbite there. Hayes calling it fiscally responsible with a focus on the working class.
Now, some teachers say a bill that appears to protect children actually has an ulterior motive.
It involves background checks for teachers. Next on CBS North Carolina, what charges the bill focuses on and why the educators say it's really a power play by Republicans.
Plus, a long walk to the bottom, where these amusement park goers got an unwanted thrill being stuck at the top of a roller coaster.
And yesterday, it was most of the day we had rain. Today, it waited until the evening. We've got more rain tomorrow. I'll tell you when that'll hit and when you'll have to dodge some showers this holiday weekend coming up in your forecast.